Hey guys, welcome back to Medics Talk F1. My name is Pramath.
My name's Amin. We're having an emergency midweek intervention to discuss the breaking news today. That is Christian Horner getting fired from Red Bull Racing. So let's get right into it. So Pramath, what's your opinions on Christian Horner as a person, as a team principal?
I mean, that's a really big question, man. So, I mean, as a team principal, from the past 20 years, he's done such an achievement. Many constructors championships, many drivers championships as well with Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen. And
Did you just stumble on my goat's name then?
I just couldn't handle the pressure of the goat, man. What can I say? The real goat is Lewis Hamilton. But besides from that, yeah, he's taken over Jaguar as being one of the youngest team principals on the grid at the time. So with all these pressures over the past 20 years, he's managed to done a lot for the team, changed Red Bull from just being an energy drink to one of the leading contenders in the Constructors' Championship. Well, I mean, not this year, but...
I was just going to say stop blazing, but then you okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. You can't fault him as a team principal. You can fault him as a person, maybe, given what he's done in the past. But as a team principal, like you said, good. He's good at his job. So to keep it short today, we've broken this episode into a few questions, and the first one is what do we think are the potential reasons for his firing? So take it away. What do you think one of the reasons are?
I mean, from the past, let's say 2-3 years, I think Red Bull has managed to do a lot. They've won the Constructors' Championship in 2021, 2022 and 2023, if I'm not mistaken. But since 2023, the performance just hasn't been there. Halfway through the first half of 2024 season, they had the Constructors' Championship in the bag, and then McLaren had a sudden shift, and that was straight after Miami, where they were able to take the Constructors' Championship from Red Bull. And with that being said, now they're currently fourth in the championship, so the performance just hasn't been there, has it?
Yeah, and that fourth is from Max. As much as we want to as much as I'm not trying to glaze him too much, the only reason there would have been a back marker this year if it was any other driver in that seat. So yeah, I agree with you. One of the reasons could be the performance, and I wouldn't be surprised if Christian Horner had a performance clause just like the drivers. And it is weird that it's in the midway point, isn't it? Literally.
I thought they'll wait till the end of the season.
Anyway, yeah. So I think that could be one reason, the performance aspect, and I think adding to that performance aspect, maybe it's his poor driver decision. So he'd signed Checo in a rush, and then he had to break Checo's contract, which was 50 million to break, and then signed Liam, kicked Liam out after 2 races, and now he's with Yuki. Well, he's not with Yuki, but he chose Yuki, and Yuki's struggling. So
yeah,
I feel like there's an aspect to that also, no?
Yeah, I think that poor decision making, we can't guarantee it was 100% his ideas, but his management was overseeing it. Yeah, Liam Lawson getting the boot after 2 races was just quite unfortunate. I think they should have given Yuki the seat from the beginning of the season if they're going to pick someone to take over Perez. And
let's not get into that to not trigger the Yuki stands.
Oh yeah, of course. No, I'm a big Yuki supporter as well, but we haven't seen the performance. Perhaps it's the car, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely is.
He's performing well in the V Cup, and then now in the Red Bull, he's just struggling to get points. Where we have Max Verstappen struggling to get podium.
So adding on to the performance aspect, I think another reason could be internal struggles in Red Bull. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of tension. It's a known fact that Marco is against Horner. You've got Jos Verstappen is against him as well. And I feel like maybe the higher ups in Red Bull thought that getting rid of Horner amidst the rising talks of Max maybe leaving, maybe they were we'll get rid of Horner, you try to stay. If that's trying to convince Max to stay. I feel like maybe it's a last ditch effort.
I hear it, to be honest, because I mean, if they get the whole team based off Max, the car is based off Max, it's what he wants, isn't it? But if they make the team centered around him, then the second driver struggles. And to be honest with you, even if they fire Christian Horner, I feel like Max Verstappen is going to end up signing that Mercedes contract at the end of the day.
That's a hot take. I can see it happening now, though. I actually see it happening.
100%. So, I mean, there's a lot of time. We saw at the end of the season, we're only halfway through.
Yeah, I think one more thing that we can mention is, I feel like because it's centered around Max, and this might not be specifically Max's fault, because I don't think he's the kind of guy who likes drama like that. But that's made it like quite toxic, that workplace, it feels like, because you've got like drivers struggling, and you had like Adrian Newey, for example, saying that he left because he couldn't be himself there. So I feel like Christian Horner in his last 2 years hasn't made Red Bull an inviting place to work. So you've had like Adrian moving, you had Rob Marshall, you had Jonathan Wheatley, and they're going everywhere, making everyone else better than Red Bull, even the Sauber.
So we had like Sauber getting podium last race, and then Aston Martin as well. They got double points last race. So
Yeah, better than
Red Bull. It's not looking good for Red Bull. Moving on to our next section, we're going to be looking at the future of Red Bull. So what are the possibilities for a lot of the drivers and the team principals in this current market? So who should we start off looking at first?
All right. So obviously, let's talk about Christian's replacement. So this guy, well, I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with him, Laurent Mickey. He is the team principal right now of VCAR, and he's had quite the career actually. He was, I'm pretty sure, in Ferrari at some point, and then he worked for the FIA, and then went to VCAR, and now is the CEO of Red Bull Racing. So crazy progression. Yeah, he's an experienced guy, but like that's insane. That's an insane career jump all of a sudden to be CEO. So we don't know if he's going to be like a temporary thing or anything. What do you think about this guy?
I mean, he's done a great performance at VCAR so far. We've had one scenario last race where Liam Lawson, I think it was last race, Liam Lawson out-qualified Max Verstappen. And yeah, they've managed to get Isaac Hadjar and Liam Lawson's car into Q3 multiple times in qualifying as well. Managed to get double points here and there. So I think as a team principal himself, he's been being very consistent throughout the season, especially.
It's like, it looks like a positive place to work. And even the drivers, like Liam, he was burnt out, and then he goes to VCAR, and now he's performing better again. So surely Laurent is doing something right.
Yeah, 100%. So I think there is that welcoming environment within VCAR. I mean, you just see from the TikToks that Isaac and Liam are always making. So yeah, I think it's going to be a shift in the environment of Red Bull Racing.
But you know that you're saying shift. I feel like this like leads on to our next topic quite well. That shift. Do you think that shift will affect Max Verstappen? Like that instability in the next 2-3 years, especially because you have to remember that Christian was the one in charge of the new power unit. So now it's gone all on this new guy. Just imagine, like, I don't think Max is gonna like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a new thing for him, I think. So having a new team principal, I mean, that's if he stays with the team, of course, but it's gonna be a learning curve for the new team principal and Max himself. So there's gonna be a lot to learn for the next few seasons coming up. You can't guarantee that they'll have a good car or a contending car for the championship. I mean, next season is the engine regulations as well. They're changing the whole regulations of the car.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he's going to put up with it. I don't think he's going to put up with it. Personally.
You don't think?
Like that learning curve. I feel like this guy is like. I don't see it happening. Like he might stick around for one season to see how it is.
Yeah.
But like even like put yourself in his shoes. This guy's won so many world championships. Why would you now? What's the desire to have a learning curve with a new team principal? You could just go to the best team.
Yeah. So what would you think is the best team for him to go to?
That's a separate video. Stay tuned for the next Medics Talk F1 podcast.
So let's talk about VCOB a little bit. And with the change in team principal from VCOB to Red Bull, there's a new person in VCOB as the team principal, isn't there?
Yes, the guy is called Alan Parmain. So this guy, I'll admit, I don't really know much about this guy, but he's been around for ages. He's been like the behind the scenes guy, very technical person. And that's like a trend, isn't it? You got like James Fowles, you've got Laurent Mickey now, and you've got this guy, where these technical people, engineers, coming in and being team principal. So if those people are anything to go by, surely he should be a good person. He's been around for ages, so I'm pretty sure he has a lot of experience. Yeah,
so as you mentioned previously with James Fowles, he's managed to bring back Williams from being P10 in the grid to P5 right now. So if what they say about technical directors are correct, then he could potentially bring back VCOB a lot more higher into the constructors as well. So
and like I think that change, now this whole like change of everyone in Red Bull could mean there's a whole different lineup for next year in the junior team. You could see Arvid Lindblad, you could see maybe Liam getting kicked out. So it's gonna be a domino reaction.
That's a crazy pick with Liam being kicked out.
Oh yeah.
Arvid is definitely gonna get that promotion to F1.
Yeah.
In terms of the second driver, maybe if Max leaves, then Liam and Yuki get that Red Bull seat, and then
Yeah.
Isaac still stays in Nico.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. There's a lot to happen. There's a lot happening next year, to be honest.
We'll stick to Horner right now. So I feel like we've answered a few questions. So like, why might have happened? What's going to happen next? I mean, let's close this video off on one prediction. So, what do you think is the craziest thing that's going to happen due to this? So like, what do you think the craziest thing in this chain reaction is going to be?
I think the craziest chain reaction is going to have to be possibly Christian Horner joining Alpine.
Oh.
Because
I wasn't expecting that.
Christian Horner is quite close with Flavio Briatore.
Yeah.
And his management right now in Alpine isn't the best, you could say. So we've seen Jack Doohan getting replaced by Frank Colapinto. And I think he's getting replaced by Jack Doohan again.
Yeah. It's very on brand.
Sure.
Very on brand. Christian will fit right into that.
I wouldn't be surprised if, I mean, not necessarily team principal role, but a role within Alpine itself. Or he could just take a break. But I think with the legacy he has currently in F1, I don't see a break happening. I think he'll still continue in F1. I mean, what's your crazy prediction for the future of Red Bull Racing MV?
So I think that despite this maybe being a last attempt from Red Bull to keep Max, which I think is highly unlikely to be, I think it's more like it's going to be the performance thing that caused him to be kicked out. But if it was a last attempt to keep him, I feel like that's going to fail, and this is going to propel him to look elsewhere, which might be Mercedes. Probably will be Mercedes. Just because there might be just too much instability, changing era, basically changing powertrain. I think this might drive him away.
Yeah, he doesn't need that change, does he? He's a 4-time world champion.
Exactly.
They need to give him a team that actually is functioning well and is maintained.
Yeah, definitely.
Mercedes is probably the best shot for him at this moment of time.
These Mercedes Glazers, man.
Trust me, if they get Max, there's a 5-time world champion right there.
If they get Max, I'm becoming a Mercedes fan. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, we'll change the podcast into the Mercedes podcast. That's it.
Anyway, we talked about the drama from today. I feel like we've covered that, and we'll just stay tuned. We don't know what's going to happen next. We just need to keep updating the news tab, and if anything does change, we'll be the first. Well, maybe not the first. We'll be here to comment on what happens. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Do you have any closing remarks, PK?
Yeah, so if you want to subscribe to the channel, like the video, turn on post notifications for timely uploads, and we'll try best to get quite early onto the news that we hear about Formula One. And yeah, make sure to follow our socials. So we have our Instagram, TikTok pages, as we mentioned in previous videos, and make sure to check those previous videos out. So we have the Austria GP and the Silverstone GP right now. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.
There's no bloopers today because we did this all in one take. We definitely did this in one take. So yeah, like, subscribe. See you on Instagram.